Ladies, despite their jealousy and envy and their attempt to sabotage you, you still came out on top. You still came out winning. They're upset because their distractions did not stop you from moving forward in your life. Their attempt to sabotage you and their hateration towards you and the way they showed jealousy and envy and miserable behavior towards you did not distract you from your purpose. And haters do not like that. People get very upset at the fact that you do not allow them to waste your time. In this year, we refuse to let people waste our time. When people are jealous and envious of you, when people overall have a dislike for you and they don't like the way you live your life, they don't like the fact that you have ambition, that you want more out of life, they will do whatever they can to distract you from that purpose. Some people have nothing else to do but to sit on the phone and gossip all day. Some people have nothing else to do except for to be in other people's business. And when you are not that kind of woman, when you are the kind of woman that focuses on her own household, focuses on her own business endeavors, focuses on keeping her peace, people will not like you. People love to waste your time in order to distract you. Allowing people to waste your time, whether it be in your personal relationships, your family, even with relationships, you have to be very mindful to not let men waste your time. A man that does not have a plan to marry you or does not have a plan to have a long-term relationship with you, that is not a man that you should be spending a lot of your time on. I hear a lot of women talking about, they're with a man, he just got out of a relationship. He doesn't know how this is going to go. He doesn't know how that's going to go. I'm just waiting to see. The last thing you want to do is wait for a man to get himself together in order to find you. There are way too many people out here, way too many men out here that already have their stuff together for you to be waiting around for a man to complete something that he is involved with, whether it be another family, another wife. Like, under no circumstances do you wait for a man to get divorced so that he can be your husband. That is not something that leveled up women that are classy, have boundaries, that have grace, that have class and decorum about themselves. We don't do those things. We don't wait around waiting for somebody else to wrap up their life to be in ours. That is a waste of time. And time is not finite. You don't have endless amounts of time. So allowing somebody to waste your time on a relationship that they are not sure about is not something that you should do. And then also when it comes to business and things that you want to accomplish, your money. See, people who see your potential and see that you have a wealth mindset, that you do a lot of great things, that you're constantly, in business looking for different ways to do things, especially making money wise. People who are jealous and envious, they will try to get in the way any chance they can. They will try to persuade you to not go after your goals, to not go after your endeavors, all because they're afraid that you're going to supersede them, or they're afraid that suddenly you're going to become a different person. And what jealous people don't understand is that when you become unrecognizable, it's not about them. It's about you. It's about having a better life for yourself. But when people are jealous and envious, they see everything as a threat. They see it as a threat because they themselves refuse to do the work, or they don't want to change, and they don't want people around them to change. Let me go back to that unrecognizable, because when a woman levels up and gets herself together and betters herself, you will become unrecognizable. You're going to become unrecognizable to people who are jealous of you. People will become jealous of you because you become unrecognizable. When they see that you're no longer tolerating their behaviors and you don't let people dump on you. Yes, some people are accustomed to trauma dumping on us, and we become their sounding board for all of their issues. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't be there for somebody who wants to talk to you. It's a close friend or family member that you care about and you love, and you want to be there for them. But I'm talking about those people. Every time you get on the phone with them, they are dumping all of their problems onto you. You have to really know your mental boundaries. And I really believe that's another way people try to distract you, because they know you might have things going on in your life, be it positive or negative. They might know you have a family and things you want to tend to. But instead, because they're inconsiderate, and that's another way people waste your time with their inconsideration, They think you're just sitting around twiddling your thumbs because maybe you used to be the kind of woman that as soon as the phone rings, you're picking up and allowing them to waste your time with all of their issues, all of their drama, all of their problems. But now you've become more focused on your goals, your aspirations, and you don't have time to sit there and let somebody dump on you. And best believe, when you put that boundary and you let them know, hey, you know what? I'm going to give you a call back later, or I don't have the time to discuss this right now. I'll call you back at a better time. They're going to look at you as if you are wrong for valuing your time. Don't let anybody make you feel bad because you value your time. Unless you are a licensed therapist, unless you're a coach, unless you are constantly on call for those kind of things, as women, it is important that we guard our mental health. And people are not going to like that. They want to be able to treat you however they want to treat you. But when you turn around and say, you know what, my time is too valuable to sit here talking to you about this, especially when you're dealing with people who have drama and issues in their life all of the time and they refuse to change it. They just want to talk to you about it. They constantly want to vent. That is a waste of time. And when you decide you're not going to let people waste your time in that way, they're not going to like you. When you're suddenly focusing on something more positive, and regardless of what people say about this so-called toxic positivity, for me, choosing to focus on positive things in life, despite whatever negativity might be going on, that is not toxic positivity. That is just taking care of your well-being and having common sense. Who wants to sit around talking about something negative all the time? But sometimes when you have that outlook, when you have that perspective, people will be irritated with you. Some of your closest friends and family members, they're going to suddenly say things to you like, oh, so you don't have time for us now, so you think you're better than us. That little jealousy, envious little prick comes in because you're no longer tolerating their toxic behaviors. You're no longer treating abnormal like it's normal. You don't have time to automatically come to the family function where you know it's going to be a lot of drama, a lot of tension, a lot of issues because you're focused on your own things. Even if you don't have business endeavors, you might be a woman that just enjoys her peace. This is a brand new year. If you don't want to be around people who are always caught up in drama and issues, if you don't want to be around your family members that are always arguing, cussing, fussing, and fighting, that is your right. And if they think that you think you're better than them or you're being bougie or they get jealous, that's their problem. See, what people don't understand is that as you grow into an adult, you have choices. And some people make the choice to go into a brand new year just as messy as they were the previous year. But when you suddenly decide, you know what, I'm going to do things different. I don't want to be in this environment. I don't want to deal with these type of things. They're going to look at you like you've done something wrong and you have to get used to it. And the thing about that, when people get jealous and envious towards you and they try to sabotage you, you have complete control over that. Despite somebody's jealousy and envy towards you, you have control over your thoughts, your feelings, and your moves. So if you decide, yes, you see them for what they are, you see what they're trying to do, every time you have something positive going on, and you notice this a lot with a lot of our family members. Every time you have something positive going on for your life, they use that as an opportunity to suddenly come to you with all of their drama, all of their issues. Have you ever told one of your family members or a close friend something good that's going on in your life, and they use that as an opportunity to tell you about everything wrong in their life? That is a distraction. That is a distraction, I believe, of the enemy. That is one way that people who are toxic, number one, and jealous try to distract you from your purpose. You could have gotten a raise on your job. You could have bought a home. You could have done something great for the community. You could have helped somebody out. And instead of that person, they don't necessarily have to clap for you. We don't need claps. We don't need outside validation. It's not about that. But instead of them recognizing what you're saying, they automatically go into all the negative in their life. Well, yeah, this just happened to me. And yeah, I wish somebody was there to do this for me. I wish. People who speak in comparison language. So when you say, I got a good job, or I got a promotion on my job today, or something good happened, and they say, yeah, I wish that happened to me. That is a person that is jealous. And they might not be all out jealous of you like that, but they have a jealous spirit. And those are the kind of people that you want to kind of, guard yourself against. Keep distance from them. You do not want to be around people who are going to sabotage your mental. And that's what it comes down to. I know a lot of people have said, nobody can make you feel anything. And that is absolutely correct. But if you are not mentally strong enough, spiritually strong enough to be around people who like to rain on your parade, who every time you do something good, they're going to have a rebuttal of something negative. If you're not mentally strong enough to deal with that, you will have to recognize those behaviors and act accordingly. You're going to have to stay away from those people for a time, or maybe for good. You have to cut them off. See, yes, people cannot control your emotions when you lead up to that, but not everybody is there yet. And when I speak, I'm talking to those people who are still affected by people who are always trying to sabotage them in some way. And as I have said before, I don't believe any negative, wicked thing can come against you and override the plan that God has for your life. But there are definitely people who will absolutely try. And when people have a jealous, envious, toxic, saboteur spirit, they like to come along and sabotage things with their negativity. You have to be strong enough mentally and spiritually to deal with that. During this year, I believe that as women, we should aim to become unrecognizable. And if you becoming unrecognizable makes other people irritated, jealous, envious, they don't like you, that's fine. Only haters are okay with staying the same week after week, month after month, year after year. Only people who have no ambition and don't want anything good for their lives are okay with being the exact same way every year. There are some people who haven't changed. Their mindset hasn't changed since high school. And those are the very type of people who will look at somebody as yourself trying to do better and be jealous and envious of you. There are people that are envious and jealous of your potential. They don't like the fact that you try to do different things, because a lot of people look at every battle as if it's already lost. They look at every challenge as if, well, you know what, that'll never happen for me, so I'm not even going to try. But if you're a woman that you don't like the battle, but what I mean is that you're not afraid to try. It's like, if it doesn't work out, hey, at least I tried. I can say for myself, doing this YouTube channel, that was something that I wanted to try and see. I saw other people doing it. I felt like it was something I could offer to people, to women, and I wanted to try. If it wasn't successful, at least I could say I tried. But the reason why I didn't tell some people about me starting the YouTube channel in the beginning is because I know for a fact that people are going to throw in my face. Do you really want to have your face out there on the internet? Safety, all of these different things that I have already considered. But when people, they could be looking out for you, but there are some people that deliberately set out to sabotage you, and they will throw all of the negatives in your face opposed to all of the positives. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about people who genuinely have a care and concern for you. I'm talking about people that anytime you say something positive, they rebut it with something negative. That is a jealous person. That is a hater. So what we do as women, we do not allow the negativity, the sabotage, the envy and jealousy of other people to hold us back. We recognize it for what it is, and we win anyway. And when you win anyway, despite how much people try to use their jealousy and their envy and their sabotage against you, when people try to get in the way and try to dump issues on you to distract you, and you still won anyway, you're still doing well anyway, they're going to treat you like the enemy, and you just have to get used to it. As I have said in previous videos, you have to get used to being the villain in somebody's story. But when you don't allow people to sabotage you, and despite how they feel about something, you keep moving forward anyway, they're not going to like you. They're going to be haters, and that is not your problem. Somebody else's feelings is not your problem. We don't set out to make people feel bad. That is not what we do as feminine women. However, when people are upset by the good things you're doing in your life, That is a jealous spirit that you need to stay away from anyway. Don't let their jealousy, their envy, their negativity stop you, and don't let them distract you. Recognize when somebody is trying to get in the way on purpose. Recognize when somebody is trying to play with your time, play with your emotions. And when it comes to the emotional part, I have to say that's more so with intimate relationships with men. When men try to deliberately sabotage you, they try to get you busy doing everything else except for becoming a better woman. They want you to focus on what they want to do. They try to bring up their past and try to get you to help them financially and do all these different things. Dusty behaviors. As feminine ladies, as leveled up ladies, we are not doing those kind of things this year, okay? I'm a married woman, so I'm not going through that. But I know women, many women, who are going through those kind of things. They are allowing men to distract them from their purpose by taking on his problems as their own. It is not your job, and I feel like I need to say this. It is not your job to build a man up to be a man. He's supposed to be complete when you already meet him. It is not your job to go in and help him with his finances, help him pay off debt, help him with his child support, help him with his baby mom issues. That is not your problem. And I encourage you as women, raise the bar a little bit higher. Stop trying to get together with men who have so much baggage. I'm not saying kids. A lot of people today have kids when you meet them. That's just the way it is. I'm talking about men who do not have their stuff together, and you're taking on the responsibility of his past. That is a time waster, and that is keeping you away from your purpose and your future. Don't let men come in and distract you with their nonsense. That's what I'm saying. And a lot of women fall victim to men who want to drag the woman in their life, their current woman, into their past. And next thing you know, you find yourself fighting battles that you weren't even there at the start of the war. Don't do it. All right? You deserve better than that. Don't let people waste your time with their jealousy, envy, and their sabotage. All right? Like and subscribe to the channel and share this content. Hit the notification bell so that you're aware when I post a brand new video. If you watch this video until the very end, put the high heel emoji in the comment section. I absolutely love to see it. Take care.